Good evening and welcome to Greater Somerville for June 5th, 2012. I'm Joe Lynch.
And I'm KyAnn Anderson.
And welcome to our annual summer kickoff special. Our kickoff. Notice our beautiful summer flame lettering.
I didn't choose it, by the way.
There you go. So before we start, KyAnn and I would like to congratulate the Somerville High School graduating class of 2012 as we speak.
Yeah.
They probably have already received their diplomas. They're up at the auditorium at Tufts University. So to all the graduates, the teachers, the staff, and the parents, congratulations on a job well done. Carpe diem, my friends.
This is true.
They're not the only graduating class in Somerville, though.
They are not. Prospect Hill Academy Charter School is graduating on June 10th.
June 10th. And where's that graduation this year?
That's at the Kresge Auditorium.
At Kresge Auditorium at MIT. So congratulations to all the graduates in Somerville. Yeah.
It's been a great year.
It's been a trying year for a lot of them because they got no snow days this year.
I know it.
None of them got any snow days. So it's happening quickly for them. Before they know it, they're back out into the wide, wide world.
I know.
I do want to mention one thing because something was said to me about hiring high school graduates this year. Is that many of the local businesses in Somerville still have openings for high school grads.
Oh, that's good to know.
Not just high school grads, but kids that are of working age. So if you are of working age and you're a kid looking for a summer job, use your connections, use your parents' connections. And if you are a small business in Somerville and you're looking for kids, come on. Everybody.
Who do you contact? I mean, that's actually a really good point because
I would go through the city.
Because that way the city would have a handle on who would be hiring.
I would go through the city or I would go through the Chamber of Commerce.
Could do that.
Give Steve Mackey a call at the Chamber of Commerce.
Idea.
He'll probably be able to hook you up with one of the small businesses looking for part-timers this summer.
Yeah.
So, but we got a lot to talk about because there's a lot that always happens in Somerville during the summertime.
Summer in Somerville.
Summer in Somerville.
Very exciting.
We kicked it off with the traditional Memorial Day Parade.
The largest ever.
Largest ever.
So we've been told. I missed it. I shouldn't even admit to that. I know. My sister was in town, so I had I had a good excuse.
But what better place to take her than the local hometown parade, KyAnn?
I know. Okay.
I know. But anyway, I did go to the parade.
And?
My friends and I from Henderson Street all traveled up to Highland Avenue, and it was terrific. It was one of the most beautiful weather days that I can imagine. It was sunny, you could feel the sun, but there was a beautiful breeze. It was great, the crowds were great, the parade was great. And you know what? Congratulations to all those people who organized that parade, because it is enormous. Yeah. It's a great undertaking.
Well, you know what else they had? Last weekend they had, in East Somerville, they had Carnival.
That's right. It's another one of the annual summer events.
Very busy. I went to that. Yeah. Very, very busy.
Yeah.
It was great.
But we're kicking off a lot of stuff, lots and lots of stuff with the parade, the carnival,
our cheesy colored screen,
our summer flame.
Joe needed
screen.
to change.
The gray and white just isn't doing it for me anymore. I have to look at gray and white every day I look in the mirror. So we're going to start experimenting with some things here in Greater Somerville.
Yes, let us know. You know what? This is actually a good time to open it up to the callers. 617-628-9876. And I'm also going to encourage the callers or people at home that watch this. We're kind of on the hunt for good summer topics. Now, we have some people lined up to already come and talk on our show.
Yep.
But if you have any ideas that you think would be an interest to the rest of you at home, feel free to give us a call, or you can actually email greaterblog@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you on that. But
many people have our private email addresses
but I'm not
too,
give
because
that
we're all over the place. So you can find us and you can email us. You can call me, you can email me.
I've got a couple ideas, but I'm not going to reveal them quite yet.
But, hurry and get those into us because it is election season. I know KyAnn's favorite time of the year. Election season is coming up, and we have some primaries in September, so I'm already getting calls from candidates who want to come on.
I actually quite like political season. Election season.
I like exciting.
I get a bad rap on the show because
season.
this is always said to be not my topic of choice, and I actually am very political.
You are political. You just don't like boring candidates, that's all. But speaking of political stuff, I kicked off my political season last Saturday.
What did you do?
I was a delegate to the state convention, to the state Democratic Convention.
How did that go?
It was a blast. as it always is. It's a little bit of a circus, as it always is. And
You
it's
fit right in.
And it's an eye-opener, it's an eye-opener to me that with all of the social media that's out there, the state Democratic Party still has a very archaic way of counting votes.
Okay.
And
Maybe you should help them out.
And announcing to the delegates what they're about to do and how they count the votes for the candidates.
Yeah.
You know what? It's their bailiwick, not mine. I showed up, I attended, I voted. Right.
Great, good for you.
So the delegates overwhelmingly nominated Elizabeth Warren to be the Democratic nominee. She won a little over 95% of the vote. So.
And she got support of Deval Patrick.
She got support of the congressional delegation. She got support of Deval Patrick. She got support of, I don't want to say the percentage, but a vast majority of the municipal leaders in the state. So, and then she won 95% of the delegates at the convention. So, congratulations to Elizabeth Warren. Watch Greater Somerville for maybe Greater Elizabeth Warren coming on for a special sometime later in the election season. But back off of politics for a while. We have also, I want to thank some of the folks, including some of the folks here at SCAT, who gave us kudos on the bike safety program that we did.
Oh, yes, the bike safety program. Hayes Morrison.
I keep wanting to say Reese Witherspoon. I don't know why, but Hayes Morrison and Sergeant James Rooney from the Somerville Police Department, we did a special. It was picked up by many distribution channels to put it out there.
Yeah, because everybody's getting tickets, and they wanted to. I know my friends.
They were getting tickets because the city decided to to enforce some of the rules that were on the thing. And the tragedy of last weekend and this past week of 2 bicyclists being killed only reinforces that. This isn't one or the other. It's not about arrogant motorists and arrogant bicyclists. It's about safety, guys.
Yeah.
It's about motorists and pedestrians and bicyclists all being safe while they're transporting themselves.
So people should watch the show to catch up on what the
watch it. It's still playing on SCAT TV.
And it's on our blog.
And it's on the Greater Somerville blog. Right.
So what do you got going on this summer? Talking about summer projects.
Summer projects.
Summertime's in Somerville.
The garden is finally in shape.
It's beautiful. I saw it.
The garden is in shape. The house is getting some redo.
Yeah, Joe's ripping his house apart.
So the garden is. I'm very happy with it this year.
I'm looking forward to the garden, the celebrations in the garden.
Speaking of gardens, the garden tours have started. I
I would hold off on that only because we'll get in trouble from the garden girls by saying that, because they're not doing a Somerville garden tour this year.
They're not.
You didn't listen to my show. Obviously, Joe doesn't watch my episodes.
Well, I like my own garden. I tour my own garden.
Yeah, no, they decided that they were going to do a bigger and better one next year, and so they're taking this year off.
Slackers.
But you're
Vilma Sullivan. I'm ashamed.
So anyway, but
Barbara Herrick.
I have also started my garden, but yours is a little more extensive. I'm holding off on my garden because I'm renovating my house, the outside of my house. So it's about time.
So that explains all the asphalt you have around your garden.
No, Joe, it needs a paint job. It needs a paint job, and desperately getting one. After 10 years, I'm getting a paint job.
You know as well as I do that as a homeowner, your projects never stop.
They don't, but this is a big one.
You always have something there.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
And then after this is painted and looks beautiful, then I'm going to plant the flowers.
And then we have a big party.
And then we can have a party.
I've already been to one party at your garden.
I throw good parties.
But speaking of farmers and gardens, farmers markets
second week.
Off.
No, is it this is the
last
second week.
weekend it kicked off, so there's one of the summer events. The farmers markets are back.
The farmers market, what else is going on?
Davis and Union.
Well, yes, I don't know when the dates of those are, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, go to the city's website or Union Square Main Streets or Davis Square.
Yeah.
Derby. They'd have it up on there.
You know what's going on right now? I'm sure none of you viewers are at home because you're out at the Taste of Somerville. That started at 5:30. It's a Holiday Inn.
Yep.
It's free.
Yep.
So, hey, it's 7:30.
What do you mean it's free? I thought they were tickets.
It says
you have to buy tickets.
It said free today. I was doing a little homework. I don't know. Maybe they need more people to show up.
Maybe the food's out of date. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Oh, Joe. What else do we have?
Excuse
okay,
me.
why are you so sick?
This
is supposed to be a summer episode, and I was like,
the
okay,
summer
I'm going to go
episode.
and put on a summery dress, and I said, Joe, we need to kind of dress summery.
And I wore a coat.
And he's hacking up a lung over here.
I
You're
wore
sick.
a coat.
I feel bad.
No, it started with, on Saturday morning when I got in the car to drive out to Springfield to the convention, it was raining so heavy on Saturday.
Yeah, that was awful.
So the windows were up. It was a little warm in the car, and I turned the AC on,
God.
and the pollen just blew. And I haven't been able to get rid of it. I think it's a cold and allergies, so my
He's
voice
on the
is.
mend.
I'm
nice.
on the mend.
I'll be nice to you.
Further, community events, lots of community events. Summer Streets. Summer Streets has already started.
This is true.
Yep. So when you get those robocalls from City Hall saying the streets will be closed between X and X for the duration of X, that's all part of the mayor's Summer Streets festivals.
Yep.
Coming to a neighborhood near you. I guess Teal Square is getting it this year.
That's exciting.
East Somerville will have theirs. Ten Hills will have theirs. Winter Hill has theirs this past Saturday.
Oh, yep. Yep, no, I knew that.
I don't believe the Magoon Square, Ball Square area is having one this year. They had theirs last year. So
Okay.
I think what the mayor's trying to do is he's trying to move it around the city.
No, and I think that makes
So,
sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
What else? I mean, we're kind of skipping around here, so, you know.
Well, it's all things that you can find on, any of the news, the good news sites in the city. They'll always tell you what's coming up that weekend or that week. And you can always go to the city website to find out about city-sponsored events.
So there's a ribbon cutting ceremony for the Morse Kelly and Dickerman Playgrounds.
New playgrounds opening.
Saturday, June 9th from 11 to 12:30.
That's one thing I forgot to get, and you may want to go onto the city's website, is speaking of new playgrounds that are opening up, the recreation department starts their programs for the summer for the kids in the city parks. That will start, I think, the week after school closes.
Okay.
So school closes sometime in mid to late June this year. And because of no snow days, I think it's back a little bit. It's almost a week early than last year. So watch for that later in June. Go onto the city's website for the recreation department. They'll give you the activities for the kids. The pools will be open.
Well, it's not pool. It's just
not
not
pool
ready.
season
I'm
yet.
cold.
It's
I know
ice
I'm
skating
dressed all
rink
summery,
season.
but it's cold.
We could be ice skating tonight. I am freezing. But
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
the pools will be open, the playgrounds will be open, city-sponsored events, and the big one that's coming up, the one that we most anticipate every year.
Are you throwing me a party?
In my neighborhood, anyway, we anticipate it.
Oh, your block party.
Block parties come later. The block parties come in September, but the July 4th fireworks at Trump Field.
Oh, well, that's,
That attracts thousands
That's
from
not your
across
neighborhood.
the
I was
city.
talking about when you always throw such a wonderful little party
Our
and you
block
shut down
parties.
your block party.
Yeah.
When is that?
Yeah.
Not
Probably
you haven't decided.
after Labor Day.
Okay.
We found that trying to do it during the summer, you're losing a lot of people.
Yeah.
Kids are still in school. Then comes July. Everybody's out of here on vacation. Well, people try to get out of here on vacation July and August. So waiting until after Labor Day is better.
So what do you got any vacations? What do you got going on?
I have no vacations planned. I have a lot of long weekend stuff planned, but that's
Long
about
week
it.
just going away?
Well, I don't have your money. I can't
Oh,
pay.
yes.
I can't pay other
Lots
people
of
to
cash.
take care
Lots
of
of
my
cash.
house. I have to do it myself.
Yeah, as you can tell by the outside, people take care of my house.
There you go.
No, that's not true. I think I'm going on a trip.
Where are you going?
Well, the beauty of it is that I have a friend who works at an airline, and so she gets me buddy passes, which are pretty much you pay for taxes, but you don't know, you fly standby, so you don't know until the day of where you're going, and you have your top 3 choices. So it's going to be.
But that's kind of like the way you operate in life anyway. You don't know until the day of.
The day of, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ignore that comment.
Good night, folks.
What? No, I
Good
might.
night, everybody.
Okay, stop. Put us back on. No, I might do. It might be Singapore.
Nice.
I want to go to Israel. I would love to do that, or somewhere else. I don't know. So yeah, we'll let you know.
Nice.
I'm going somewhere for a week.
I'll get
So
my
I just
house
won't show
painted.
up. Well, I'm getting my house
You
painted
can
too.
go. You can go jet setting, and I'll get my
Well,
house
I'm getting my
painted.
house painted too. You can do both.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Like I say, she got the cash.
Well, go ahead. What were you
More
gonna say?
summer stuff. I wanted to give a plug to our Sunsetters. The Sunsetters
Yes.
are the youth, the very, very talented youth of the city. coming to a neighborhood near you, as in the past, the mayor with his youth outreach folks and Jimmy Del Ponte, they put together great shows. They come to neighborhoods. You know, the streets, small streets are blocked off for maybe an hour or so, and they perform a lot of musical numbers, a lot of dance numbers. They're a great little talented group that come to the city neighborhoods.
You know something that happens in the summertime, speaking of summer, since that is our topic, I enjoy the movie nights. Where they have the, like...
Seven Hills Park.
I love
down
that.
Davis Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like movies out in the street. You bring your lawn chairs.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know, if we had more open space, it would be great. And I've been pumping it for many years, is to get the mayor to do a major event on Trum Field. And kind of have like a blanket fest, you know.
That's right, Keith Lockhart. Weren't we going to ask him to come?
Yeah, but you know, we never heard back, and I never got
I
never heard back from the city, so...
Oh, okay. From Keith Lockhart, I was going to say.
Well, Keith...
I saw him the other day.
They were interested. Yeah, I noticed that cheesy photo that you put up on your Facebook.
No, okay, you know what's really funny?
She was stalking Keith Lockhart.
No, I was not. I was at
Go
the
on her
symphony.
Facebook and look at the photo. She's
No,
poor Keith is trembling in the corner.
That's so not true. My friend posted a picture. First of all, let me just state, Joe has always been against Facebook. He's like, you know, whatever. And, you know, he thinks he's sneaky because one of his friends friended me, and so that he can see kind of what I'm doing, which is fine. It's not rocket science how you can find out what people are doing.
It's not rocket science.
But I just laugh because you're like, oh, you're not the only one that's tech savvy. So now you know that I did go to the symphony, but you knew that anyway.
Of course, I knew where you were going before you knew. Because your other friend who gave you the ticket posted it on his Facebook and said, I think I'm asking KyAnn.
Actually, that's not true. I bought the tickets.
I know.
So that said, it's an exciting evening.
We're jousting tonight.
The transit of Venus, a celestial event tonight.
It's a blip. It's a blemish on the moon. Venus.
Excuse me, but it's not going to happen until 2117.
Again, it won't happen again, but it's happening tonight where Venus passes and the moon passes. And
I know. I have my friend John Folger has organized a little event to go and view it, and I said, no, I can't make it because I'm on the show.
You won't be able to see it.
I know.
The cloud cover.
But I love his enthusiasm.
Nebraska?
No, he doesn't. He lives in Cambridge. But he was going to go. They're going to meet.
I met
bottom
John
line is they're
Folger.
just. Yeah, you did. Bottom line is they're just going to at the Bloody Mary party.
Yeah.
Bottom line, they're just going to get together and have a cocktail.
Yeah. Well, good luck,
and
John.
Celebrate.
Watch it on TV. Watch it on BBC
I know.
World.
He was really excited.
Yeah.
What else do we have to talk about? How much time do we have?
Well, we got some time left. But the kickoff for there was another celebration. There was a kickoff for, and probably because the cold medicine made me write this instead of type it tonight.
Well, there's a Ward 7 ResiStat meeting.
It'll
How about
come
that?
to me.
Thursday,
the ResiStat
June 7th.
meetings, that's a good thing to bring up,
Thursday,
is that
June 7th,
each spring the city does a series of what they call ResiStats.
They just had the Ward 5.
Resident statistics.
Yeah.
And it's to update the city basically on what's going on in the individual wards. So there are
crime, things like that.
Yeah, it really is a great little informational program. It's not really meant to settle issues that are ongoing in the wards, but it's meant to update folks about crime statistics, development projects, all kinds of stuff like that that's happening.
Well, and it's good too because neighbors can meet your other neighbors and you can talk. I mean, there's room for conversation. I mean, people can ask questions.
Let's talk about some controversial stuff. I haven't been paying attention to the phone, and I know
I've kind of been
KyAnn
watching it. No one's
either.
really been calling us.
617-628-9876. There was a debate raging on the blogs about Porch Fest. Did you happen to follow any of that?
I did because there was complaints on the noise factor of it.
Right.
And then there was I didn't follow all of that.
You know, some people had valid points. Other people just wanted to be old cranky pants about the whole thing. But the valid points that caught my eye were this year there was more amplified music that went beyond the time frame when they were supposed to stop.
And that's legitimate.
It's totally legitimate. And I think, it's growing, it's getting bigger year by year, more people are participating.
Yeah.
We've had a group on Henderson Street that's participated since they started it, and people love it.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea, and I think, with it growing in popularity, there are going to be those that are just, I've listened to some, and I'm all for music of all types, but I mean, there are some people that just want to hear themselves bang on, something and just make a lot of noise, and they're not I don't know. So the bigger it gets.
Ooh,
no,
she's showing her fancy pants.
No, I'm
here.
saying the bigger it gets, the more chance, the increased chance that you'll probably have a little bit more riffraff. That's all I'm saying.
That's
and
right.
So these people, they need to just do a little bit more.
And it has to be monitored.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you know, if the more people you have participating in these things. The more you have to take and make sure that neighbors aren't being inconvenienced.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, and throwing this out to the city. What if they have a hotline set in place for the day of, so that then there will be a few people that would be monitoring, and so like the hotline would call in if you had a complaint.
That's a good idea.
And then that person could go to the house and give them a warning. If they get 2 warnings, they're out.
Right.
Or something like that. So that way, you know, the people, we can still have it, but then there can be this way to watch so that it'll kind of keep people in line.
I mean, to give them the rules and regulations of Porch Fest up front is one thing. To monitor it and enforce those rules and regulations is something else. And I don't, you know, quite frankly, you know me, I'm cheap. I don't want to be sending the police out on stuff like this.
No.
The organizers of the event are the ones that should monitor it.
True, but I think that having someone monitor it would, I mean, I think it's of such a benefit to the community. I think it's a wonderful event, and I would hate to see a couple people ruin it for the rest of them.
So here's our opinion, KyAnn and I, to the organizers of Porch Fest. Great event. Keep doing it, but you're going to have to make sure that folks are abiding by the rules and not inconveniencing the neighbors who live in that neighborhood. And for 1 hour, you can shut your window if you don't like gospel music. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it.
Well, that's, and if it's at a reasonable hour. Joe will reinforce.
I'll reinforce. I'll be out there on my bike with my helmet. Speaking of which, I want to go back. I want to go back to that bike show. Actually, I want to go.
Okay, we can't talk too much about the bike show.
No more bike show.
When is Hubway
I want to
coming?
give kudos to. I want to give kudos to Vaughn Simpkins and Cole Medicine. Melita King, who did bike news all during the month of May here at Scott TV.
That was wonderful.
It was a great little 1 month special. Check that out on Scott. The other thing I wanted to mention was that the guests that I had on last week from Livable Streets Alliance
they were great.
Had organized this whole thing about taking down McGrath Highway. I was blown away when I went to the meeting that was down at the Genziano School. There was almost 200 people there.
Well, people are very passionate about it, especially now that they've pushed it off until, what is it, 13 years or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to patch. I mean, here's my...
Well, that's what they said. They're
going to patch it. They're going to hope that it doesn't fall down, and they're going to continue to study whether or not and where they'd get the money to depress the whole, not depress, but take the thing down and make it surface again. You know, it's a huge engineering feat, and I kind of felt bad because there's the mayor. I didn't feel bad for the mayor. The mayor knows I never feel bad for him. He wanted the job, so he's got it. But there's the mayor sitting there saying conceptually he supports the idea, but you know, I don't think these people understood. The state, if the state decides to take it down, it's an enormous impact on the city of Somerville because that's an expense to them as well as to the state. Reorganizing streets, traffic patrol, business closure. It's a huge impact on the city of Somerville. So the city of Somerville needs time to move forward with this, digest it, and plan out for it. So I'm behind it. I think it's a blemish on the city, but
I think it'd be wonderful.
You got to plan these things.
You know something I remembered? The East Somerville Community School topping off.
That was last week?
It was last week, The steel topped off, so it's in construction. That's a big moment. They have like a big little ceremony.
What's the expectation for that?
I don't know.
Isn't it next year?
I
thought it was 2013 that they were going to open it.
It's very exciting, and it's
Congratulations to the kids who are going to go back to the East Somerville Community School. I know many of the kids kind of missed their classmates and stuff. I mean, that's really tough. It's really tough to be split up all over the place, but let's hope they get it open for 2013 for you kids to go back to school in September of 2013.
Back to bicycles. Sorry, it's a big topic.
You told me not to stay away from bicycles.
Well, not say. What about the Hubway? When are they coming? Do you know?
Hubway, I think, is still in negotiation with the city. Yeah, Hubway is...
You should check with the city
she's
about that.
She's passionate about this Hubway thing.
I'm very excited. No,
I think she's got stock in Hubway.
No, this is... Okay, this is fair. I actually have been utilizing Hubway more recently because I have a friend who has a Hubway card, and I've actually used Hubway, and it's... you know, for when you just want to go from point A to point B in a quick.
And you don't want to worry about your bike, and you can just lock it up.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I just found more often than not that I'm kind of looking around Somerville, because if Boston's got it, I mean, I know they're coming, so
Brookline,
hold on there, folks.
Brookline, Cambridge, Boston, they're all going to have it.
I know, but it's just, you know, I'm impatient.
You're anxious about that. Well, maybe they have it when you do your world travels, when you go to Israel and Switzerland. And
I've already been to Switzerland.
Oh.
One other event which I think we should just put out there for the Arts of the Armory.
Yep.
Do you know that they're doing, well, you know this because I asked you about this, the Reaching for the Stars.
That's right.
It's like America's
It's Somerville's Got Talent.
Somerville's Got Talent, but it's singing. And the semifinals are on the 14th of June at 6:30 to 10:30 at the cafe. And then from there, they pick, from those 12, they pick 6, and then those 6 do the final show, which is going to be taped by Scat TV.
And where is that?
And we may host it.
We've been asked if we would be interested in
that
hosting
show.
it.
Yeah, because you never know who comes out of Somerville. It could be some famous singer.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson. Watch out.
I want to give one more thanks, and I forgot about it. We did a special, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, during Somerville Open House Studios, we did a special walking tour of Magoon Square.
Oh, that's right. Brandon Wilson did a wonderful job.
The Somerville Historic Preservation Commission invited KyAnn and I to do, because a Jane's Walk, but we're both residents of the Magoon Square area, and we did a guided walking tour. It aired on Channel 16, and I guess they got some very nice compliments from people. I got one compliment, one backhanded compliment, that I had misspoke about how the Henry Hansen Park had come into existence. But I did correct the source that came back to me and said, you know, there are newspaper accounts of that weekend when the park was opened. So that was my source of where the information was coming from. So let's blame the Somerville Journal.
Let's blame somebody else.
Right, let's blame somebody else. But
they don't blame themselves.
It was a great little walking tour. It got great play on Cable 16. So, thank you very much for the compliments.
And Brandon Wilson and the whole Somerville Historic Society put that on. That was a wonderful event.
So, to all of you in Teal Square, to all of you in Powder House, to all of you in Davis, and Ball, and Magoon, and Winter Hill, and Gilman, and Wilson, and Union, and
get on with it.
Lower Broadway, and 10 Hills District. KyAnn and I want to wish you a very, very, very safe summer, and happy summer.
And making sure that everybody goes out and checks on their neighbors when it starts to get hot out there. Don't just, turn on the AC. I know it's easy to do. I have to get mine installed this weekend.
Right.
But make sure that you go and you check on your neighbors,
especially
elderly,
our seniors,
as well as people's dogs, because you just don't want them to get overheated as well.
Yep.
And I'm going to enjoy my summer.
I plan on enjoying painting my house while I get Facebook updates from KyAnn traveling around the globe. So remember, bike safety is critical this year. Please wear your helmet. Be safe. Enjoy Somerville and all it has to offer this summer.
Check out every website, all the websites.
Check out the websites. They're always a wealth of information. For Greater Somerville,
I'm KyAnn Anderson.
I'm Joe Lynch. We'll see you next week.
Stay safe and stay informed.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Well, stop record. Little button.
This one.